Developing tonight, protesters are set to rally once again in Seattle, calling for solidarity after the police shooting of Jacob Blake in Wisconsin. On Monday, rioters set multiple fires outside Seattle Police Department's East Precinct. KOMO's Patrick Quinn is live, and Patrick, some are calling for elected leaders to stop the destruction that often accompanies these protests.
Hey, Mary, that's exactly right. And seeing an EMS drive by right now, so forgive me for the loud noises. But yes, Mike Solin, the president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild, he wants city leaders here from City Hall to step in after what he called domestic terrorism, when a group of people on Monday threw 3 incendiary devices at the Guild headquarters. But of course, on Monday, that's not all the damage and destruction that we saw across the city. We'll take you around outside the East Precinct. Multiple fires were set. You see it in this surveillance video, and then some. Oh, that's right.
And that's not all that happened Monday. In this surveillance video, you see this group light a fire right outside the East Precinct. Police say a group also tried to seal shut one of the doors and barricade officers inside with quick-drying concrete. Earlier in the night, a group of people smashed windows at the Amazon Go and Starbucks in downtown Seattle. Afterwards, I talked with Mike Solin, who had a stern message to city leaders.
Until they voice any kind of pushback on this domestic terrorism committed by a small group of people, this will continue.
We reached out to a number of elected officials, including the police chief Carmen Best, interim chief Adrian Diaz, Seattle City Council members, including Deborah Juarez, but none could comment or would talk on the record. Mayor Jenny Durkan was also not available for an interview, but a spokesperson from her office said this in an email today, quote, "For months now, the mayor has made clear that peaceful demonstrations push governments and elected officials to be better, but acts of violence, threats, and destruction are unacceptable. The actions of some individuals to destroy businesses or police facilities cannot continue."
And we did go back into the archives, and I checked. Mayor Durkan, she denounced the violence attached to some of these protests as early as May 30th. That was the date of the big protests and rallies throughout downtown Seattle where we saw all of that looting. So she did, and she has said multiple times that she thinks this all of this destruction is not productive. And we have seen that a number of times. Mary?
Well, Patrick, what do the peaceful protesters think of the latest surge in destructive behavior? Do they say that it's hindering their efforts to change policing?
It's complicated. I think we've really seen the nuance in all of this over the last couple of months. It depends on which protesters you talk to, old, young, black, white, trying to figure out what is the best strategy, what is the most productive way to go about enacting change. And I talked with one protester today, who you'll actually hear from coming up tonight at 6, David Lewis. He's been involved in these protests since May 30th, since the beginning. He was out there at SHOP. He's been in and out of this. We've talked to him a number of times, and I asked him, what about this string of violence that we're seeing? Is it productive? And he had a really interesting thought about it. He said, it's hard for me to condone it. At the same time, it is grabbing a lot of attention. So I do see the value in this. That was just the start of what he said. He's working on a lot outside of the scenes. We'll have that coming up tonight at 6. Mary?
All right, we'll see you then, Patrick. Thank you.